So I'm standing here on a roof deck. A video I made a long time ago. I remember talking about belief, the belief in your ability to actually do the things that you want in your life. I wanted to make this video today to remind you to keep it up, remind myself to keep it up. There's a lot of situations that are going to arise in your life that are going to make you think, hey, maybe I should drop the load that I have put on my plate. And sometimes you really have to. You literally don't have the time. But most of the time, I argue you do have the time. Most of the time, really all it is an augmentation, a prioritization of the things that we actually want to accomplish in our day. Consistency is what gets us to the end, my friend. It always will be the case. Look at any story of a successful person, someone that we respect, and they have been consistent. That was the first thing that they had to unlock in their ability. Setting a routine and being accountable for it. It sounds boring, but I would argue it actually makes your life more fun. In the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, he writes, the more structured we are in life, the more time we actually end up having in the end. Which I couldn't agree more. The less time we spend in between thinking about what we have to do, the more time we will have to think later on. Dedicated thinking time, which I think is very valuable. It also turns out that some of the most successful people in life are the ones that are not the quickest to react to situations. Meaning, while other people struggle or are basked in the chaos, the successful people look for solutions, look for answers to our problems, not just their own. So how do we be consistent, almost mindless about the activities that we have to accomplish in a given day, and yet stay supple and adaptable? One of the biggest tools that I use to continue to stay adaptable is actually just educating myself on subjects that I'm curious about. A lot of people that I respect say it's more important that you get into something, that you genuinely enjoy something and continually do it, than trying to do the thing that other people are telling you to do. What does that take? Some self-confidence, for sure. But also just a love of life. And this also comes up a lot. And this is something that I try to foster consistently, which is why I'm on this roof deck during lunch. A love for life will always make your life more interesting, more exciting, adventurous, and probably satisfying in the end too. But how do we acquire that ability? How do we say to ourselves that we are really genuinely grateful for the things that we are given? And how do we consistently remind ourselves that these things can potentially be taken away, or that we should make the most of them? I came across a video of a spiritual man, I think it was Muji, and he made a video about peace. He made a video about peace, and my goodness, it did show me the very thing that I suppose I've been practicing when I go to the woods every week or so. I wasn't conscious that there is actually a tactic, a strategy for making us get into this plane. So let me share it with you. To be at peace, we must separate ourselves from things that we think about. Slowly separate yourself from things that you think about. And do not be afraid. We'll come back to them. And grab your stuff later on. But for this moment, just breathe. Feel the noises around you. Feel the temperature. Imagine a little happy face in your head. The smiling Buddha. Separate from everything that makes you you. And as you fall into this state, realize how calm you are. Realize that the pressures of the world don't have to touch you. And this is a state you can be in for as long as you wish. It will always be here waiting for you. This is peace. This is ground zero. So how do we utilize this thing, this incredible feeling of not having any fear, of not having any difficulties in life, and using it actually in the end to tackle some of our fear and difficulties? I think it's very important to consistently have things that you can rely on to recalibrate your senses, to recalibrate your approach in life. If you can do this on the daily, hopefully in multiple moments of the day, it doesn't take very long, as you saw there, everything will become a little bit clearer and a little bit easier to manage. And the burnout, potentially, of consistency can be mitigated by this. By realizing that at any given moment in your life, you could be at peace. And you know, I used to say that there's a lot of downfalls to this. I spent time in my life meditating quite a bit. And the contrast to it is actually production, right? The ability to complete things, actually the sense of accomplishment. I always held those two as opposing forces until I started really thinking about my spiritual self, my emotional health and intelligence. And I started realizing that they're deeply interconnected. That time and time again, some of the most successful people that I have ever come across, they each have a practice that allows them to experience peace whenever they need it. This life can be hard. Our goals can be tremendous. At the end of the day, it is about your day. That's it. Every day is a lifetime, my friend. If we can approach it with a sense of peace, imagine what we can accomplish. With no fear in our hearts, with no judgments for other people. Perhaps something that's truly natural about human beings. Dwell there for as long as you can. Separate yourself from the things that distract you from this peace, just for a moment. And the more you practice this, the better you'll get at it. And the more important it'll become to you. You realize it's a friend that you wish you always had. Now as we depart, think about the things that you want to accomplish today. Think about the things you want to accomplish in your life. Just in this peaceful state, as best you can. And if they don't make too much sense to you, reach out to me. Let me know. I think I can give you a solution or two. So if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button for me. It helps the algorithm out. Been trying to grow a little bit here and there. And if you have some time, check out this video I made a long time ago about transcendental meditation and how I've used it to put myself into states of emotional rest so that I can approach life a little bit more wisely. Actualize your potential, my friends. This world needs you. Take care.